Alumni Award honors alumni who have distinguished themselves in the community, in their professional field, or in service to Kogod American University. This year's recipient, Jeff Franco, who earned his MBA and MS in International Affairs from AU in 2005, has achieved distinction in all three. Jeff Franco is Vice President and Executive Director of City Year, Washington, D.C. City Year is an education-focused, nonprofit organization founded in 1988 that partners with public schools to help keep students in school and on track to graduate. It operates in 24 communities across the United States. This innovative public-private partnership brings together teams of young AmeriCorps members who commit a year of full-time service to the schools. In fact, City Year has been a leader in the growing national service movement leading to the establishment of AmeriCorps, of the passage of the Edward N. Kennedy Serve America Act, and the creation of Voices for National Service. City Year Corps members support students by focusing on attendance, behavior, and course performance through in-class tutoring, mentoring, and after-school programs. During Jeff's tenure, City Year has grown from 75 to 164 Corps members, and from serving 1 to serving 16 DC public schools. During the same period, the organization budget increased from $3 million to $6.5 million annually. Jeff's leadership in developing and implementing a 6-year scale plan has paved the way for effective and sustainable growth. Currently, 3 years into that plan, by year 6, City Year will have 340 Corps members and serving 5 high schools and 28 middle and elementary schools that feed them. Jeff is a member of DC's Hands-On Housing, So Others Might Eat, and Net Impact. Jeff is also a 2010 graduate of Leadership Greater Washington, an organization focused on connecting diverse leaders to find effective solutions to regional challenges. In addition to his degree from AU, he has a BA in Political Science, Pre-Med, and Spanish from Fairfield University. Jeff is fluent in Spanish and Portuguese and enjoys traveling and participating in triathlons. And he's made a few political connections in recent years, including President and Mrs. Obama, whom he joined recently on the National Day of Service to paint what looked like some pretty sturdy bookshelves at Burville Elementary School here in D.C. Since completing his MBA at Kogod, Jeff continues to stay connected with other alumni, several of whom are here tonight along with Jeff's father, and with current students, conducting mock interviews earlier this month at the Kogod Network, speaking on admissions panels for prospective students, and serving as a resource and mentor to current MBAs. He does not miss an opportunity to promote and stay connected with the school. Most significantly, in partnership with Kogod leadership, Jeff recently developed a memorandum of understanding between Kogod and City Year, making Kogod a business school partner for the Give a Year initiative. This program recognizes business schools with a shared commitment to leadership development, community engagement, and social responsibility, and through the Give a Year initiative, Kogod will make a limited scholarship commitment to eligible City Year Corps members, program alumni, and staff members who've been admitted to a graduate program at the Kogod School. So please join me in congratulating Jeff on receiving this year's Students of Alumni.
Thank you, Dr. Ginsberg. I had a speech prepared, but I think you hit most of the points I was going to say, so you could be honorary Corps member, I think, with the way you described City. I appreciate that. So thank you for this honor. I want to thank Dr. Kerwin, Dr. Ginsberg, everyone at the Kogod School of Business. I moved here to DC about 16 years ago from Cleveland, Ohio, and I came here for the SIS program, International Service, at American University. And I lived over at Glover Park. A lot of you probably know of it. I lived with 4 other grad students. All of them were SIS students except one. One was a COGOT student. I remember telling him way back when that I would never do an MBA, nor would I do it at COGOT, because the MBA program did not connect with the international work I wanted to do in order to give back to my community. So never say never, but 8 years later, here I am doing my business degree at COGOT and working for a community-based nonprofit, not international. But I couldn't be more grateful for having made that decision. I'm very honored to receive this award, and one of the reasons is because I believe that COGOT validates the belief that profit and purpose, as Dr. Ginsberg mentioned, are not at odds with one another, and that business students that graduate from here can not only go on to have a successful career, but can actually use the MBA as a tool to make the world a better place. More than 5 years ago, I left my career in the for-profit consulting world and business development and became the executive director of the nonprofit city of Washington, D.C. And it has been a dream come true and a dream job that I've had ever since. I'm convinced that without my MBA, I would not have gotten this position. In fact, my predecessor had told me that there were 2 reasons why he decided I was the right person for that job. One was that I had private sector business experience, and 2, because he was convinced that the MBA demonstrated that I had the business acumen and relationship management skills needed to run what is now about a 200-person, $6.5 million operation. So I'm grateful to COGOT for providing me this educational foundation, and the credentials to pursue has become a passion for me, which is to fight for educational equality for all, as well as to mentor young people trying to decide what their next path in life is going to be. Dr. Ginsberg did a perfect job of describing City Year. It's often been described as an urban Peace Corps for 17 and 24-year-olds. Its goals really are twofold. One is to address the national dropout crisis, and 2 is to help develop these young people to become future leaders in their own communities. Dr. Ginsberg introduced you Chico Mehdi, that's the first-year grad student. He actually did City Year with us for 2 years as a Corps member. So we have 165 Corps members, and they agree to give a year of their lives to serve as tutors, mentors, and role models in some of D.C.'s most underserved schools. Washington, D.C. is really a tale of 2 cities. So it is arguably one of the most educated, wealthy, and powerful cities in the world. And at the same time, D.C. is home to some of the greatest poverty and education inequalities in this country. Our organization serves as 16 D.C. public schools. And in those schools, which are primarily located in Ward 7 and Ward 8, the graduation rate is about 43%. So what that means is that there are more children giving up on school than there are graduating. That's a real sober statistic to hear, especially with all the folks that I'm sure education has played an important part in this room. Colin Powell called the 1 million graduates, or 1 million dropouts each year a national catastrophe. And Secretary of Education Arnie Duncan cited the achievement gap as one of the greatest civil rights issues of our time. And by achievement gap, I mean that a chance of a child's success is not determined by his or her ability, but by the zip code that they live in. I see clearly now at City Year that our youth are the future of our society, and I feel a willing obligation to be an advocate and a mentor, as others have done and continue to do for me. I always tell my students that I mentor and my Corps members that one's vocation is an intersection between your greatest desire and the world's greatest need. I am blessed to have found that role as Executive Director of City Year, and I am indebted to COGOT for making it possible. My experience with COGOT didn't just help me get my job, it gave me the skills to face the everyday challenges that come with the work. I came to City Year during a time of extreme growth. As Dr. Ginsberg mentioned, we've grown to 75 to 165 Corps members from serving in 4 to 16 schools. City Year has gone from being a nice-to-have in the schools that we serve in to a fundamental component of a principal strategies to turn around struggling schools. So from managing my staff to developing and executing our growth plan to brand awareness, I find myself again and again relying on the principles that I gained at COGOT to achieve City Year's mission. I'm extremely proud to be a graduate of both SIS and the COGOT School. And one of the many reasons is because I was dedicated to be an active participant and investor in youth development. As a matter of fact, as you heard about the partnership that we have with COGOT, we also have the same partnership with the Graduate School of Education that offer these scholarships to City or Corps members or alums that recognize their year of service with City or the larger community and hasn't come to American University through their graduate degree program. So I really appreciate and applaud your dedication as being an active member of the community. So in closing, without my family, which, as I mentioned, my father's here, and my brother is manning an iPad and an iPhone at the same time. Without my friends, many of them, especially alums, are here sitting in the back of the room. They've come to join me. And without my mentors, I would not be standing before you here tonight. All of our children deserve, and in fact, need similar support systems to make sure they stay on track to graduate and succeed in life. I'm sure, especially in this room, we all can point to an army of advocates that supported our success. I also would assume that most, if not all, of the folks in this room realize what a vital role education has played in our lives and success as well. And so, I humbly but boldly ask that you find ways to give back to your community. If you are looking for a place to give back, and you're 17 and 24 years old, City Year will welcome you with open arms. I'm guessing that there aren't a lot in that age range here tonight. So we can work something out. You can talk to me afterwards. One last quote that has remained in my heart for the past 5 years is, never doubt that a small, thoughtful, committed group of citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. I'm blessed to be here tonight. I thank God, and I offer my humble gratitude for this honor. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. You and David are really incredible ambassadors for Kogat American University. We're honored to count you among our alumni. Now, let's all enjoy our Mad Men main